growing up as a child, I always wanted a big wedding. I always wanted to be like princess, like Cinderella, Princess Tiana. Thought that I was gonna be like, living it up. Money, got my husband here that's gonna pay for everything. Basically gonna have the wedding of the century in my family. Until I got older and realized this thing called reality, that wasn't the case, and I might not get my dream wedding because of the cost. The cost of a wedding is ridiculous, but I'm logical in understanding, like, hey, you know what, nothing wrong with the justice of peace, as long as my marriage worked, because that's the important thing, right? Well, according to these couples, the wedding was way more important than the actual marriage.
Everybody needs some company.
Growing up, you always think about your wedding. As a little girl, we always think about it. Playing dolls, always pretending like we have husbands, having this lavish wedding. And me and my cousin would always talk about like us getting married and like having a wedding and what type of things we will have at our wedding. I used to watch with my mom the wedding episodes on TLC. I think it was like The Wedding Story. If you ever remember that, let's just show you my age. The Wedding Story. All the like late millennials, y'all know what y'all talking about. The Wedding Story, that was on TLC. Then they had The Baby Story. And growing up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna have a big wedding, blase blase, right? Until we got older and we found out, like, okay, life is pretty hard. Money doesn't grow on trees. Government make it a little hard for us middle classers to like even experience life. So yeah, reality hit, and I'm like, okay, I've been lied to, but that's okay. I'm good. I can still have my marriage and not the wedding. Like, I came to the realization, I'm like, you know what, I'm just not gonna have a big wedding. I'm just gonna, like, I want the marriage to last. I want my marriage to last. I'd rather that, and then maybe have a reception later on in life and kids later on in life, okay? But according to these couples, they're like, nah, I'm gonna get my big wedding no matter what. So some of these couples, they're like, yeah, F that, we're gonna have our dream wedding no matter what. And it's now usually like the girls, growing up, the girls cared about, wedding more than men. But now these days, men care about it too, which is nice, I guess. If I was doing a wedding, like, my husband would have no input in it, but I don't know. But this one girl, I saw it on TikTok. She, like, at the balance of like $3,000, her current balance, I guess, for what she has to pay. But this is all allegedly. I didn't like look at it good, but she said, when people ask me how wedding planning is going, and I only paid for my dress. So her dress was like, I don't know how much her dress was. Like, her available balance is $6,000. Current balance, she has an available credit of $6,000, and her current balance is $3,000. So I guess the wedding dress is maybe like $3,000. Not really sure. But girl, save yourself. Do that wedding dress and go to the Bahamas somewhere, girl, because like, it's not even worth it to do like the rest of the wedding planning when it comes to having it at your current state. So if I was you, girl, I would like get that wedding dress, make sure I wear that wedding dress again, but like go out and go to the Bahamas. It's probably a little more cheaper, and you probably will get your money's worth. So yeah, girl, save yourself. But I looked at this other video which was shocking on TikTok when this caller, it was a show, and she called about like some advice, I guess financial advice, and she was telling them how she spent over $35,000 on her wedding. And I'm gonna let y'all see it.
About a month ago. I just got married about a month ago.
Oh, that's exciting. Way to go.
Thank you. We combined all of our finances, and we had a plan to pay for the wedding, and that plan did not go accordingly. So we ended up going into a bit of debt on top of some pre-existing debt. So now we're just kind of looking for advice as newlyweds to
What
start it off
happened?
right. We were living with family, so we were able to set some money aside. We weren't really paying rent, and that plan faded, and we ended up moving out and getting into a house, which, of course, in Denver, the rent is skyrocketing.
So how
So
much?
that kind of took our wedding budget away from us, but we weren't really willing to compromise on the wedding, which was not a good financial decision by any means.
Oh, so we went into
but-
debt. Oh, how much money did you take a loan out for this wedding?
We took about $32,000. Well,
$32,000 for a
Yeah.
wedding?
yeah.
She went on to say that they put the money on credit cards. At first it said $32,000, but it was over $35,000. She said that they did loans, and she was just explaining it, and the people that was, talking to her was in complete shock that she spent all that money. She said that the venue itself was $7,000. That she had paid for the photographer and the videographer and all that. Like, she didn't even, like, the location alone was $7,000, and she said it was just for the building. It wasn't even included with the, which I found that very strange. She should have walked away then, when it wasn't included, like the food. It was just for the building. It wasn't even included if they have their own videographer or video. Well, I'm probably saying it wrong. I understand some places don't have their own video person, or I know you have to get your own photographer, but $7,000 for just the building, and you're not even including the drinks, the food. At least they could help, like a fee of someone to like help set up with the, like, is that including if this place where you could get like appetizers served to you, like the services, the you know what I'm talking about, I wouldn't say butlers, but the servers. Yeah, I don't even know if that included, but $7,000 just for the building, just to have the wedding there, is a little ridiculous. And I would have left. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. But also she get to say, plus it was just $7,000 for the building. I didn't even watch it that long to know like how much the food was and everything else, but that was ridiculous alone. Like, you really wanted a wedding that bad that you're going to accumulate before y'all even get to your house, because they said that they was living with people at first so they could afford their wedding, but it did not work out. So they live in Denver, so they had to get a house and pay for rent and everything. When all that came about, why didn't you stop and you and your husband be like, you know what? It's maybe not meant for us to get married, like have a wedding now like this. Maybe we should go to Justice of Peace. How much we love each other. We should go to Justice of Peace. We want the actual marriage to work. Like, who is y'all doing this for? Like, why is it so hard to just go to somewhere secluded or go out of town and get married, and just to be a two of y'all? Like, who is y'all trying to impress? I was just so shocked about her, like, explaining her and her husband is having like $35,000 in debt, and they just got married. I don't believe in that. Like, I'm not about to get in debt. And then you have to like realize weddings is supposed to be for y'all, but it's not really supposed to be for y'all, because you're still worrying about, the building where it's at. Make sure you got parking for other people. You're making sure they got food for other people. You're making sure they have desserts for other people. You're making sure that you get a good DJ for other people, so other people can have a good time. And it's like, it's not really about you necessarily. Like, no one's giving you money to like help you with these. And according to them, nobody helped them to pay for their wedding. So who is the wedding for? It's supposed to be for y'all. And to me, if y'all going through that much for a debt, that means y'all just want to be the center of attention all the time, and y'all just want to pick one day to be a center of attention, because that is ridiculous. Me personally, I came to find out that I'd rather have my marriage to work. I want me and my husband to be together and stay together. I could go to the Justice of Peace. I could go to Jamaica somewhere to marry, as long as I'm marrying my husband that I love, who chose me to be his bride and who wants to marry me, and us being intimate is the only thing I care about. I don't want to get a wedding so I could impress anyone. And I think that's what weddings are, to impress people, to be like, yeah, I got the best wedding ever. Woo, my wedding was lit. Da da da. I don't give a fuck. At this point, we could go Justice of the Peace and we could take pictures and have it around the house. I could care less. I don't need to impress anybody. But, you know, if you have the money, go ahead. But I look at it like this. If I come up with the money, the type of wedding that I want, if I have the money to spare, or when, let me say that, let me manifest it. When I have money to spare, then I will spare it at that time and see if it's a choice. But me, I'd rather have a house, some type of financial stability for both me and my husband. We want to be financially have financial stability before I even go to a wedding. I'd rather have that. I want our lives, I want our generational wealth to be fine before we go spend money stupidly on stuff that really, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. That's not what a marriage is about. It's not the wedding. And to be honest with you, I just saw on TikTok, which I think is true, people that went to the courthouse, which not always the case, because my parents went to the courthouse and they still got divorced. But people that went to the courthouse and just believed in that, their marriage lasts. So I don't know. But then again, back in those days, like in the 90s, those weddings was not as expensive as it is now. But now we have social media that you have to impress. You have not only your family now you have your family on top of that, because back in the day it was just your family, but now you have social media you have to impress. You have, you know, yourself to impress, so you could top someone else's wedding. And it's just getting to a point where it's, what's the point of a wedding if it's not going to be about like the actual marriage and actually lasting? Because some people, marriage does not last, but their wedding was lit. So yeah, if y'all, just let me know below, are y'all dreaming about y'all wedding? Are y'all gonna be like, you know what, forget about it, I want my dream wedding, I'm gonna do whatever it costs? Or y'all just gonna be like, you know what, whatever the time being, I'm gonna go to the courthouse and go to the destination, because right now I just want to be financially free, that maybe one day I will go back and see if I could get me a wedding. But until then, I love this person, we're gonna get married, I want my marriage to work before I get a wedding. Let me know in the comments. Until then, it's your girl Tasha Babes. Go ahead, subscribe, like this video. Bye, love y'all.
Fantasy, me have Campari Patron.